everyone. Just making sure everything is in order. Great. All right. It's always so strange watching yourself like in the past wave to the camera and stuff. So sorry as I readjust to that. Oh, hi Susan. First one, Raren. Right out the gate. Hi, how are you today, Susan? Yeah, so welcome back to another Friday Clay at Home Live. I'm here to answer questions and stuff. Also, thanks to a suggestion from our community engagement. Oh gosh, is that your job title still, Megan? I'm sorry, I messed it up, didn't I? But thanks to Megan Millman-Lassiter, who's our Claymobile person, we are going to be going through some like drawing exercise today together. So if you're interested in playing along with me, or if you're interested in doing some kind of drawing today, I would definitely at some point go ahead and grab like a pen or a pencil and like just a piece of paper or whatever. It's fine. Okay, great, I got it. Also, hi Megan from the past. Great. So we're gonna start today with we're gonna talk about like we did last time some stuff from my collection at home. So I mean it's just my dishes. So today, instead of talking about a specific artist, I wanted to show you guys some stuff made by friends of mine or colleagues of mine, however they want to be labeled. So I'm just gonna show you some stuff, and if if you're like, dang, I want one of those, I'll get you in contact with these people if you don't also know them. So I'm gonna start with this mug of mine that was made by Clarissa X. So it's got kind of just like an absolutely, oh, there's Wizard in the background, an absolutely beautiful carved pattern in it, and then the inside is, I believe, Chino, and it came out like that oatmeal color. I know some people don't like the oatmeal Chino, but I actually am a fan of it, and I also absolutely love how it breaks orange on those drier parts, and it looks like it's just iron oxide on the inside. I think she did this with 119. That might be wrong. Oh, hi Connie. So yeah, I just absolutely love this. I love the pumpkin. It's just like a beautiful mug, and I like it a whole lot. So I'll show you guys now something kind of like, so basically like the complete opposite, because that's like a wheel thrown piece. This is a hand built bowl that was done by Nikki Lau. Nikki, if you don't know who she is, she used to be a work exchange with the Clay Studio, and here's like a little zoom in on those cute little cats in shirts. She's also signed her name in a super cute way on the back. So this is all underglaze painting from what I understand, and it's just like a perfect sized plate for most meals that I have. So it's kind of just like a really, I use it all the time. It's probably one of my favorite plates in my collection. I've also got here a couple of like tea bowl kind of things made by one of our, oh thanks Megan, made by one of our associates, Chuck Morris. So these are beautiful. They're wheel thrown. You can see he's like he can get a really consistent shape, which is really nice. And then these are just, I think, absolutely wonderful glazes he puts on them. They're matte on the inside, but then on the outside they're like matte finish. This is actually colored porcelain, And on the inside, I mean, just like look at that glaze. So he's doing that all in the electric kiln too. So it's kind of like, it's kind of proof that you can still get variation in the electric kiln. You know, you don't have to necessarily always use the gas kiln. Just to make Megan's life easier, because she's putting everyone's Instagram handles up, which is very helpful. The next few people are going to be Corrine and Ken. So, I'm just going to show you this now. This was made by Corrine, our dutiful and awesome studio tech. Wheel thrown. I'm not 100% sure if this was done wheel thrown in like parts or not. Maybe she'll jump on chat and tell us, or text me so I can tell you guys. And then just like a classic, this is like a classic Corrine kind of decorating motif. So it's like black on white and like lots of repeating patterns and things like that. I just also love the shape of this, so I will use this. I use this mostly like for serving. I try not to put anything that's not water in it, but it's like a really nice little like table pitcher to use. I really like it. And then she's got the signature on the bottom for Corrine. I really like how she does that. I like her like font, I guess, that she signs her work in. And the last thing I'm going to show you, and then we'll like move on to something else. I'll take questions or something. It does look blue and not black. I believe it was black underglaze that ran, or like it interacted with the glaze season. This is a beautiful little planter. You can see I've got a jade cutting in there that's sprouting. This is a beautiful planter made by Ken, our previous previous tech at the clay studio. So this was done with Shino, and it's very different looking Shino from the one I showed you earlier with like Clarissa's mug. This has a very metallic like gold look to it, and it's kind of what everyone is looking for with the Shino, except what I'm looking for actually is, if you can see, maybe I can't get close enough, there's a little bit of like this metallic black carbon trapping that's happening in this glaze that I just really love. And if memory serves me right, the inside of this looks really beautiful too, but unfortunately I can't show it to you because there is a plant living in there. So that's kind of like, that's my little collection tour for the day. So if anyone has any questions or wants to like comment, like, you know, let me know what you guys are up to. Please feel free to continue talking in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna tell you guys kind of what I've been keeping busy with until maybe at like 2:15. I'm gonna disappear for a second so that I can set up the camera, because I only have the one camera. So set that up so I can do some like drawing exercises with you guys. So again, if you haven't gotten if you want to do it with me, I would definitely grab like a sketchbook or a piece of paper or like a napkin, whatever, you know, whatever you've got, and join along. Sorry, I'm like, it looks like I'm distracted, there are just people outside, and one of them's got a snow shovel and I just don't know why. I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, so I mean, for me, I've been trying to keep up with drawing. I'm running out of space in my sketchbook. Yeah, Elaine, if you want to use toilet paper, go ahead. If you have too much, but who knows? That might be like a commodity coming up. So I've been also doing now a lot of like editing for our YouTube channel, which is not something I ever thought I would be in charge of, or like doing. Like, I never thought I would be like posting videos or doing something like this as part of my job. So that's kind of cool and weird, because like I mean, I'm on YouTube a lot. There's a lot of creators that I watch that get to do this all day, and it's just wild to get to do this on Fridays with you guys. And then I've been trying to keep up with my sketchbook. I'm running out of space though. I did order another one, but who knows like when that's coming. Because I don't know. I think the city of Philadelphia is wrong. I think artist craftsman is an essential business, but I'm I'm not the one making those calls. So unfortunately, they're shut down, so I can't get another. Oh, Susan, you're wondering about the blue glaze on the bottom of this? Um, I don't know what that glaze is exactly. I know Chuck has probably talked to me about his his glazes so many times, and unfortunately I can't for some reason get it to stick in my head what they are, but I think that's called chun blue possibly. I know he was also experimenting with coloring his clay. It doesn't look like it looks like this is it looks like this is just porcelain that's been glazed. So you can see it's got like a white ring on the inside. Um but it could also be like you could also get that matte finish with like a very thinly applied like underglaze that you could even take it home and wet sand it and get it up to that like really high gloss. And when I say like wet sand, I mean like, you know, don't take your like an 80 grit sandpaper to it. I would be taking it from like 400 grit to like one of those diamond papers that is like super super high, like, you know, like 10,000 or something like that, to get, because it is so buttery and smooth you can barely tell where like the clay body stops in that glaze, or maybe underglaze, I'm not sure, it begins. So but yeah, I can't give away all of Chuck's secrets. Yeah, and then so what else is going on? I've started container gardening again. So just like I've got a compost bin in my backyard that is it's got like a lock on it, so no city like feral cats or anything can get into it. But so like just refreshing any of my containers with compost, because it's finally like sunk down and it's just all black in there, and I have to start a new compost bin soon because I'm running out. And then yeah, I mean I just started a whole bunch of seeds the other day, so just like kind of just staring at them and waiting for them to grow. That's what I've been up to. So without further ado, I'm going to disappear for a second, and then we're gonna reappear with like a whole different setup so that we can draw together. So yeah, I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Well, that's not true. It's gonna take me probably like oh, Megan, yeah, so this one is porcelain colored with mason stain. However, like this one definitely is not, because you can see the white porcelain ring. So yeah, I don't know what he was doing before he started coloring them with mason stain. Liz is asking me where am I getting my seeds from. A while ago I started planting heirloom seeds, so those are seeds that are not genetically modified with Terminator genes, which sounds really hardcore, but it actually sucks. So like Monsanto, we're gonna get shut down by Monsanto, by Big Agra in a second, but they put a gene in their seeds, so they grow that one time, but then all of the seeds that come like out of the bell pepper and stuff are like infertile. So I have heirloom seeds that have never been like that are like the fruit produces fertile seeds too. So I have some of those from last year, but the rest of my, I get my heirloom seeds. I get them shipped from California through, I believe it's called seedsnow.com. But yeah, so some of my seeds are like harvested from flowers or from the fruits from previous years, and then some of them are new, straight out of the package. So I got a lot of like weird things growing, like mugwort and radishes and an onion that started sprouting in my cupboard that I forgot about. So I just divided it up. Oh, special guest Wizard is here to say hello to everyone. Alright, so I'm gonna disappear for a second. I'll be back and we're gonna do some drawing together. Yeah, but you can keep asking questions, and I'll get to them in a hot second. Alright, so see you in a second. Alright, so I'm back. But now you can only hear my voice. So this is a giant, like a huge piece of paper that I just put down on my coffee table in my living room so that we can draw together. And I'm just gonna adjust this. I like framed this out before, and now it looks like all that information is now inaccurate. So I mean, we're just gonna go with it. So I did get a couple. Ooh, sorry for the whole world to shift on you like that. We're not exactly this is not exactly a professional studio setup I'm working with right here. In the name of being completely transparent, man. This is just like some rubber bands and a C-clamp holding this up. So we'll see how we go. We'll see how long this lasts. So so I've got a couple different exercises. We're just gonna work around my my guitar stand, which is holding up this camera right now, and I'm just gonna get you guys started with, like, if you don't draw regularly, or if you have ran out of ideas, these are some things that you can do at home. You don't need, a model or anything to do them, and you can just kind of like get started on drawing. So the first thing we're gonna do is one of my favorite exercises from school. I'm just trying to see where, and we're gonna do like a blind contour. And don't make fun of me if I spelled that wrong. Alright, I didn't go to school for spelling. So the point of a blind contour drawing is to is to look at an object and really pay attention to it, but not to look at your paper while you're drawing. So the point of it is to train your eye to and your hand to react in sync with each other without necessarily having them talking to each other constantly. So so I mean, you can just kind of pick an object in your room or wherever you are right now. I've got some like wild things that I can look at, a lot of potted plants, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. I also like to give like a time limit for this kind of thing because I mean you could go forever, but it's at some point it's just becoming a big mess. So we're gonna say like, you know, I wouldn't, maybe the first time you do it it's like 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, but yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it while we're talking, and I swear I'm not cheating. So I'm just gonna like start drawing the pot. It's got these cute little like indents in it, and then it's like what I'm looking at is this crazy frond. So it's palm thing, so it's got like fronds going out any which way. There's one that's like foreshortened and coming right at me. This is really fun. It's also like kind of like a fun little blooper wheel, and I think part of what makes this so great is that it lets you just draw and not be like, oh, it's not perfect, because like of course it's not perfect. So I did that for probably 30 seconds. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty sick. I like that. Maybe I'll cut that out and hang it up on my wall. um So I don't, if you guys also are doing any drawings, like please share them with me, either like by tagging the Clay Studio in your Instagram, or email them to me, like whatever, however you want to get them to me. I would love to see what you guys are getting up to art wise, especially like because I can't see you in person, so you can't show me your sketchbook. So the next thing, that this is really good for like doodling, especially if you're, and I do this like all the time. If you've seen my ceramics or inside my sketchbook, you know that I do a lot of little intricate doodling lines, and this is called a Zentangle. So it's just kind of like, some of you probably already know what it is. It's just kind of like a fun way to relax and doodle. So I always start by just kind of drawing some shapes. And then from there I'll start subdividing and doing like little drawings within my drawings. So sometimes if you give your shape a border, it's going to like definitely pop out more. If you don't give these shapes borders though, sometimes it's really cool how they will start to kind of just blend in together. And I'm watching that chat still, so if you guys want to like talk to me, I mean, now's the time, you know. So you could do like, I don't know, like little scenes. You can just do kind of like repeating patterns. That's like kind of the nice thing about this. And this is also like a very low pressure situation where you don't need to be like, you know, the next Leonardo da Vinci to do this. This is just a good way to start doodling. So, you know. And then also this will be a good practice of like, I think, line weight and also value. So as you start to build up more, you're gonna see that if you have predominantly dark designs and then predominantly light ones, you're gonna see how they're gonna if I can get one of them to come over here, Karen, I will definitely do a blind contour drawing of Punk or Wizard. Just the secret is they both are very uncooperative. Yeah, but like I could honestly just do this like forever. So I used to do this when I was in school. This would be in the borders of all of my assignments and stuff. I had one teacher, like an English teacher, that would mark me down points for having doodles in the margins. It's just like kind of messed up, and I didn't mean to put him on blast like that, so I won't say his name, but yeah, but there's something about like little tiny doodles in mass that like you might, not think of yourself as a good drawer, but then be super impressed like what you can do. And I could like do this for the rest of the time. So, do I know where the name Zentangle came from? No, but I saw it. Just like most things, I saw it on the internet, and then didn't do any research on like who came up with it. Megan, do you know where it came from? And no Googling. If you don't currently know what it comes from, don't you dare Google it. Yeah, I mean, this is all about just kind of dividing and subdividing space. It's also fun because you can kind of like jump around, and kind of just like explore what you can make a pen do. Um, Alright, yeah. Okay, so no one knows where this came from. If someone in chat knows, if not, Megan, definitely Google it. Alright, so I mean I think I've explained, I think I've demonstrated to you guys what this is about, I think you guys can understand it from here. You don't have to watch me just draw a Zentangle forever. Also, I think we are being blessed with a visit from Wizard. So I am going to, while he's still here, get a blind contour in, and we'll do it fast because, cats, at least my cats, tend to move around a lot. Also, my cats wear a collar, which is what that is, only because I live in the city and they're both kind of like flight risks. And I don't want them to like. Alright, what do we got? Okay, that's not bad. That's basically what he looks like. Yeah, but they're both flight risks, so I don't really want them to get out and people think they're strays or something, especially because Wizard's got, as you can tell here, that's his clipped ear. So he has one pointy ear and one clipped ear. So they wear collars. Great. Unfortunately, I think this is a better portrait of Wizard than I've ever captured on a phone. So the last thing, I've got two kind of like games to show you guys. So one of these is like a variation on like the Exquisite Corpse, and also you can thanks, Karen. You can also do this with friends from a distance, even if you start like a text or an email chain with different people. So the basic premise is somebody writes a sentence, like a prompt, and then somebody else draws it, and then the next person gets just a picture of the drawing but not what the sentence is. So they write a sentence, and then they send that sentence to someone who draws something, and it just like goes on and on from there. So I'm gonna start one right here on the stream. So I'm gonna draw whatever the sentence is. I got my roommate Reagan to write down a bunch of sentences for me. And I just picked one out. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna draw it. And then I want you guys to write a sentence of describing the scene I'm about to draw in the comments in the chat, so I can see how close I got to it. So I'm just gonna, and this, I get to look for this one, so this isn't a blind, if it was also a blind contour drawing, that would be nuts. That would be really hard. Yeah, so Susan, yes, it is very relaxing and freeing to just do some blind contour drawings. I have a lot of fun with them. And they make great gifts. Put it in a frame, no one can tell if, like, they're like, wow, what famous artist did this? I never said also that I'd be drawing like good drawings on stream, so maybe the Clay Studio staff will, maybe we can get one of these going with the Clay Studio staff too, and then we can like post. This is fun. It's like the game Telephone, but with a drawing element in it. Also, fun fact: Telephone, like that game, or Whisper Down the Lane, as some people on this side of the coast, this side of the country call it. That was invented by Dadaists, like post World War I. So. It's funny how that stuff kind of like survives. I'm getting really into the drawing now. This is the problem with drawing live in front of people. You run out of stuff to talk about because you're just so invested in your drawing. Oh no. Perspective is going to be a bit off on this one, but to be fair, I'm drawing it live in front of a studio audience, and also in pen. There's no going back. Alright, so, and then I don't know how to, okay, so this is right here. This is the prompt I was given by my roommate. Sorry it got cut off on the bottom there. But Elaine, I love that. I love that prompt. At the end, right at the end, before we go, I'll tell you what this sentence was. If you want to keep writing down what you think it was that I was given as a prompt, go ahead and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna move the camera back a little bit just so I have more drawing space. Oh, hi Leslie. So we're playing a game right now. My roommate has like given me a bunch of different drawing prompts, and we're playing a game. It's like a Dada game where where somebody writes a sentence, somebody draws a drawing, and then the next person, which is all of you guys in chat, will be writing a new sentence based on this drawing. And then if you could keep this going for a while, so you could just give the sentence to someone else and they draw something, and you see how the idea kind of shifts. But there's no yes or wrong, like right or wrong answer to this, so you do not need to write your sentences like questions, because just it's whatever sentence you think you would use to describe this, to try to get someone else to draw it, basically. So, and I'll reveal that later. So the other way to generate like drawing ideas, is, and I've got two little bowls here. You can like write down a bunch of different like adjectives and then a bunch of different like nouns, and then you just kind of pull. You could get more complicated and also add a scene. So this is kind of like improv drawing. So you could just draw. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab an adjective. So I got ugly, and then I'm gonna go ahead and draw a noun. Alright, so like, you see, like, this is just like some weird stuff you can do to have fun when, if you've got no one to write sentences of weird drawing prompts for you, you can make your own. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try to draw a really ugly lizard. And I'm not convinced that I can draw a lizard to begin with, let alone an ugly one. But, you know, when in doubt, start with the eye. Maybe I'll give him like a weird snaggle tooth. I'm not sure lizards have teeth. At least not like this, but I guess mine does now. Maybe, I'll make him like drool too. Nothing makes an animal uglier than like drooling all over the place. This kind of looks like a dinosaur, too, which is fine, I guess, because that's where lizards came from, yeah? So, still on track. With like short little stumpy. I don't know, I would still keep this as a pet. When I was a kid, I used to go to the library and just like check out those how to draw insert thing here books. And I had this one called How to Draw Dragons for a while, and they said, you know, you don't have to draw every single scale. You can imply scales by just doing a couple patches. Unfortunately, I think, so I'm trying to give him like weird uneven scales. Unfortunately, these look kind of like little scabs or something. Karen, I like yours. Liger and goat take a vacation. I'm into that. Leslie wants to see the frogs. Unfortunately, we are a smartphone camera plugged in with a USB cord and clamped to a guitar stand, so we are not mobile enough to go see the frogs, unfortunately. Susan, are there pretty lizards? I'm offended by that question. Of course there are. Have you ever seen a leopard gecko? They are like, I don't know, I think that's one of like the prettiest lizards I can think of. In fact, I'm going to switch views unless you guys think I should go ahead and do another weird like contour drawing. If you can think of another contour drawing, or if I should draw another thing from the pot, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna switch back to normal view in a second. So I'll give you guys a second. Elaine's saying, what frogs? Elaine, I have pet dart frogs. Can I draw Obi, Karen? I can try to draw him from memory, because I don't I don't have a picture. I don't have him in front of me, unfortunately, but I can draw. I want to make sure I put these back in the right. Alright, so this upper right hand corner, we're going to try to draw Obi from what I can remember. He's got a cute nose, I know that much, and like a little bit of a mustache. So far I've drawn his like little eyebrows. I'm also like, you know, bridging the gap of this this guitar stand leg, so we're just doing what we can. And he's got like kind of ears that just fall into his hair because his hair is just so long. And his little Muppet feet. I definitely know what his Muppet feet look like because he jumps up on me all the time and like puts little clay paw prints in my on my skirt. And we'll do like a little curl tail, and it'll be shaken because he wants you to throw a treat at him or something. Here, how's that? How's that for a quick Obi sketch from memory? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to normal view, because no one needs to see my weird palm frond contour drawings anymore. So let me go ahead and switch back. So give me 1 second, guys. Connie, thank you. I turned off my microphone so you wouldn't hear me like thumping around. And then I forgot to turn it back on, which is like a chronic problem with me. I know. I know, Megan. Thank you. Yeah, so I just also think I got a text, which is probably someone else telling me I don't have any sound, so. Yeah, so, I mean, does anyone else have any questions or, like, want a shout out or anything? Oh, Leslie likes my mug. Thank you. It's a little turtle. Well, it's a tortoise. I think it's a cicada desert tortoise. That's what it looks like to me. I used to have one as a pet as a kid. Its name was Tank. And this is done by Sugar Jaws, so it is. I know that is like a collaborative ceramic situation. Yeah, so Grace Tesson, but then also her partner. 'Cause it's Sugar Jaws. It's like Susan says, Shannon and Clay Studio, thank you for doing these. You're welcome, Susan, of course. Yes, Karen, thank you. Grace and Dennis do them together. Grace Tesson and Dennis. Susan lost audio. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know any sign language. I would talk to you. Megan's asking if I take drawing commissions. Yeah. Rarely. When I have time, I do have, a little bit more time. Currently. For unrelated reasons. So yeah, I mean, I've run out of things to talk about. There's no questions this time. We had a lot more questions last time. So I remember last time I had a question about DAP clay, and I found like a product called DAP, but it's like caulk. So I don't know what's up with that. If you can make clay out of that, I don't know. Leslie asked, "Where is my cat?" Who's to say? It looks like Wizard is sitting on the windowsill in the sun, like right off camera over there. I've already disturbed him once today, so we probably shouldn't do that again. And the meaner one, my sweet boy Punk I think he's like upstairs in the like on the stair landing, so I don't know why he's decided to go up there, but yeah. Megan is saying, I think it's DAS clay. It's an air dry clay of some sort. Okay, yeah, I don't know. They said specifically DAP. I don't know what's up with that. Elaine is screaming at me for music. Okay, fine. Like one song though, and then I'm gonna go. So, if you want to sing along, it's gonna be look up the lyrics. Leslie Levick is asking if we can add stuff to the clay we bought from Amazon. I'm not an official. I'm sorry, Susan just also said something strange. I don't know officially, but I'm gonna say probably no. Probably definitely no. If you couldn't add it at the clay studio, you can't add it at home either. Because it's still gonna get fired to us. Karen Sankis said, education manager says no thanks. So that is gonna be our official response. Susan says, my cat ate my turtles when I was a kid. Thank you, Susan. My tortoise could not be eaten because he was about this big. I mean, he was huge. He weighed like 250 pounds. At one point, when we moved across country, we couldn't take him with us because he lives outside in the desert, and he's huge. I wouldn't have an enclosure that he could like live in. He was making a big burrow under our house, so we sold him to a breeder, because you can't import cicada desert tortoises into the country. So when we loaded him into the back of my family's minivan, he was so big at that point. First of all, it took 3 adults to get him like into the van, and then they put him in, and you could see the van had tilted so far in the back. Yeah, so so he was like a big guy. I don't think if a cat were to eat him, it would have taken quite a while. Okay, so as per Elaine's request, I'm gonna sing one song and then I'm gonna go. But before I do, this sentence that my roommate had given me to draw, it's right here. You can see it's real. I'll read it. It's a liger and a goat walk through the Grand Canyon. So there you go. I think a lot of you guys were really close. Someone said a liger and a goat take a vacation, which is like, yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, my ambiguous Grand Canyon looks more like an ocean, and I realize that at this point. It's not my intention to be misleading, so I apologize for that. But you know, what are you gonna do? So yeah, so I lived in Arizona. This is the crazy thing, though. I lived in Arizona for the majority of my life, like, and I've been here for a while, but I only went to the Grand Canyon twice in my entire in my entire like time living there. Once doesn't count, I don't think, because I was an infant, so I don't like remember it, except my mom did tell me I was almost eaten by a coyote during that trip. And then the other time was we stopped by on our way out of the state, so that was my first time actually seeing the Grand Canyon, and all I could remember was looking at it, like looking out into like the vast expanse, because it truly is grand. And it looked like it went for so far, it looked like flat like a painting, and it was like, it's so wild. Like, if you haven't seen it, you have to make like the trip there eventually to go see it. I would highly suggest a road trip across the country to do it too, because that was a lot of fun. Alright, so one song real quick. We're gonna see how long it takes for like a record company to come for us for like singing copyrighted songs, but until then we're just gonna go for it. Alright, so sorry, it's gonna be a 90s or early aughts pop song. So if you didn't sign up for that, sorry. If you want to sing along, the lyrics are, look up the lyrics now. It's All Star by Smash Mouth. Alright, so we're gonna go for it. Alright. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years stop coming and they don't stop coming. Back to the rules, gonna get the round running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets done. So much to do, so much to see, so what's wrong with taking the back streets? You never know if you don't go, never fly if you don't go. Hey now, you're an all-star, get the game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid, and all that glitters is gold. it gets colder, you're bundled up now, wait till you get older. But the media man begs to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. Ice cream skate, it's getting pretty thin. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it, 'cause I never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star, get the game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star, get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Alright, so that's it for me today. It was nice to see all of you in the chat. It feels like I was just talking to some of you via video conference, but I hope you guys have a great week. I will be back next week. In about an hour, we're going to be having you guys are welcome. In about an hour, we're going to be having another video is going to be published, and that will be our very own Megan giving a tutorial for like a clay project that you can do at home if you're at home with any kids. So stay tuned for that. You guys are welcome. I'll just say bye to everyone. I can see your names in the chat. So bye Leslie, bye Karen, bye Elaine, bye Sharon, bye Connie, bye Susan. I know Susan's somewhere. Bye Megan if you're still here. Alright guys. Oh, bye Liz. Alright, that's it for me. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you next week, alright? Alright. Bye!